This time on Irate Garage, I'm changing the oil in our Farmall 706. Let's get to it. Now, like everything I do, I like to check the oil first, and I'm gonna have to have a conversation with my wife. Honestly, I don't even run this thing very often. My wife does. It's kind of her tractor, so yeah. Anywho's, she's usually pretty good about that stuff. Well, we're just gonna start by draining the oil here, of course. You want to make sure you get the right sized wrench. Wow, that is tight. All right, here we go. There. I can't even blame anybody else but me for that one. I changed the oil on this last, so. Good enough. All right, we'll just snug that up. I mean, you can see somebody's used a pipe wrench on that before, so nothing I can do is worse than that. Now, technically, what you're supposed to do is pull this plug here and drain it out. I've never been able to get that off of this one. Spark plug boots are looking pretty tough. Just go ahead and loosen the top and let it drain out that way. It's not ideal. That's all I've ever done. The cat is here. Shut up. I don't care. All right. Clean this all out here. It's like sludgy stuff in here. Now there's an O-ring in here. Your new gasket, your new filter will come with a new O-ring. I have never actually changed it on here, but this O-ring seems hard and it's leaking oil, so we're gonna go ahead and pull that out. I know a lot of guys who never change this O-ring. That seems like the right thing to do, and we're doing it today. There we go. There. Oof, that O-ring is hard. Right, we'll treat this like everything else. Pull oil on there. Slippery smooth and in the groove. Right on in there. Nice. A little oil on it to make sure it seals. I don't think there's an up or a down to the filter. I honestly don't know. It looks the same. We're going to put it letters up because that makes sense to me. I'm just going to quick hose this down, clean it up a little bit since I have it off. Just set her in there. I'm out of the way. Put the good paint to the outside. All right, here we go. And when you get down to this point where that thing's starting to seat, you really want to make sure that it's on there straight. And snug. I actually had a old farmer tell me, you just tighten that till it quits leaking. That was the torque spec. So clean that off. Hate for it to be oily and unsightly. Clearly the tappet cover gasket leaks. None of these are tight. Gee, I wonder why it was leaking. Now you want to make sure that the oil you put in is specially designed for your application and your tractor and all that kind of stuff. I, however, am putting in Rotella. Is it the right oil for the job? Probably not. Do I care? Probably not. And I like to run 30 weight in this. I pretty much run 1030 in everything other than my diesel trucks. The reality is this tractor gets used a lot in the winter for putting out hay. That's its main job. I want to make sure that it has oil in it that'll start nicely. I think it holds 2 gallons. Oh, that oil is so clean I can't see it on the stick. All right, let's go ahead and fire it up and make sure that that oil filter doesn't leak. Leaking out the top ever so slightly. Oh, that made it worse. I know that seemed very hackish, but that's what old farmers did back in the day. They did not give a rip about nothing. All they cared about was getting her back into the field. So if they had something leaking like that, they just snug it up some more. That's what guys did. All right, let's check that now. But it's a little low because it filled up the filter. Oh yeah, yep. Yeah, a little overfull. Well, I'm gonna call that perfect. Yeah, perfect. Well, there we go. That is one oil change done. We'll keep an eye on this. There probably is a O-ring or a gasket in here that's probably shot, and I'll keep that in mind. The next time I do an oil change, I'll replace that. I'll have to look that up. I honestly don't know if there is anything in there. We'll see. But in a very classic farmer kind of way, all I did was just tighten it till it quit leaking. That's all guys did back in the day. And is it right? No. But you know what? It did work, and it fed this nation for many a decade. Comes to old tractors, don't overthink it. There you go, guys. I think we're going to close this one out. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. Meow. Bark. Yeah. See you guys.